You should be wary of certain streets in town, and you should put your coat on when you feel cold. Everyone underestimates how this time of year causes a lot of people to get sick. If you start to feel sick, please return home. Alfred, she is not a child. As much as I am happy that your concern has shifted from me to someone else, she does not need your lecture as if she is going to war. She is only going to town to go shopping or whatever trouble she can find herself in. Stop being an overbearing parent, said Edgar. I don't mind it, Alessandra replied, much to Alfred's delight. Thank you for the advice, Alfred. I'm just a little bit worried about the Duchess going out without you, Edgar. You know a lot of people will either flock to her or try to do something stupid. I don't want her first day to be ruined by others. Should we increase her guards to 3? I think it is warranted on the first day out, said Alfred. 1 guard is sufficient. I know the danger around her, and there is a reason why there is only 1 man with her. His skill is like having 4 men around her. Are you done now? Edgar directed his question at Alfred. The only reason he and Alessandra had not left yet was because of Alfred's worries. Yes. It's good to have the 2 of you out of the house after that stunt you pulled yesterday. I'll give the house a good cleaning and then read a book. The 2 of you must be back by 6 to prepare for dinner. Have a good day, Duchess. You're aware I'm standing right here? Alfred didn't pay Edgar any mind. Why would he tell Edgar to have a good day when he was going to ruin someone's day? Have a good day, Alfred. Thank you, Alessandra said when Edgar offered his hand to help her down the steps where a carriage awaited her. Good morning, Sally. She greeted the young woman waiting for her by the carriage. Good morning, Duchess, Duke. Alessandra looked at the blonde man standing next to Sally. He was incredibly tall and buff. He wore the same armor she saw other men and women wearing around the house from time to time. As Alessandra got closer to the carriage, she realized how much of the man towered over her. I would hope my dear wife isn't gawking at her personal guard. I am tempted to switch him with someone else. Edgar's words snapped her out of her thoughts. I was not. I'm just surprised there is someone taller than you. It is already a struggle to look up at you when we're standing close. Where have I seen him before? Alessandra questioned as his face seemed to be familiar. My brother works at the gates, Duchess. We're twins. It is an honor to be protecting the Duchess. My name is Caleb Chambers, height is 6'3", hair color blonde, favorite color blue. She only asked where the hell she saw you, Caleb. There's no need for you to give your life story. Do not make me regret picking you. If 1 strand of my wife's hair is out of place when I return home, I shall have your head and send it back to your father as a present. Do we understand each other? Edgar asked. Alessandra elbowed Edgar in his stomach. That was a rude thing to say. It is nice to meet you, Caleb. Blue is one of my favorite colors. Have you and Sally become acquainted with one another? Aren't you forgetting something? Edgar asked while holding onto Alessandra's hand to stop her from walking to the carriage she would be using. Goodbye. Alessandra offered him a smile. Have a good day? She added. That goodbye didn't seem to be enough. Edgar sighed and released her hands. He could tell her what he was expecting, but it would be better if she thought of it and did it on her own. Goodbye. Did I do something wrong? Alessandra asked herself. Judging from Edgar's expression, she did, but normally he would have told her what was wrong. Alessandra watched Edgar walk to his carriage before going to her own. Duchess, why didn't you give the Duke a kiss goodbye? Sally asked the moment Alessandra came to her side. The two of you won't be seeing each other for many hours. Shouldn't you give him something to hold on to? Was that what he was expecting? Of course. Sally smacked her face. What was she going to do with Alessandra? For once, I pity him. I agree, Duchess. There's nothing like having the woman you're with send you off with a kiss. Small things like that matter. There was this one woman I spent time with who would pleasure. Sally lightly smacked Caleb in what felt like an iron stomach to stop him from talking about what he did with some random woman. Let's get in the carriage. Erin will be waiting for us to pick her up. Shouldn't I go give Edgar the goodbye kiss now? His carriage has not moved off yet. Alessandra looked to Sally for advice. She never imagined Edgar would care about this. Maybe they were wrong about what he wanted. The moment has passed, and he will know someone sent you to do it. The next time he is leaving home, you should do it. Please, give me your purse to hold, Duchess. Sally took the purse Alessandra was taking along with her. Alessandra decided to do as Sally suggested when it came to giving Edgar a kiss. Maybe doing small things like that would make their relationship seem more real to others around them. Alessandra entered the carriage Edgar prepared for her to use today. It was quite a shock when she learned he had 5 carriages at hand. Sally placed her hand over her eyes to protect them from the sun while she looked up at Caleb. Are you riding with us or beside the coachman? I meant to be near the Duchess. I will ride with the two of you, Caleb replied. He was never going to leave Alessandra's side, or Edgar might have his head. After many years of being alone, Edgar was finally married, and all of the men made an oath to protect the woman he fell in love with. If Caleb allowed Alessandra to get hurt when he was meant to be guarding her, it wasn't just Edgar who might aim for his head. All the other guards would be out for his blood, even his own brother. Can the carriage even bear his weight? Sally thought when she turned to enter the carriage before Caleb. The day is off to a good start, getting to sit next to this hunk of a man. Sally had to refrain from jumping up and down from being able to look at Caleb all day. It was even more exciting to hear him mention a twin. She might pass out if it was possible to spend an entire day with 2 good-looking siblings. Everyone spoke about how well Edgar's servants were paid, but they hardly mentioned the good-looking men he had working for him. Sally wanted the good-looking men to remain a secret, so there would be fewer women looking at them. The best part of working here was when the men would train topless. But as winter was approaching, they trained fully clothed. Caleb entered the carriage last and closed the door. With everyone inside, the carriage took off to start the journey to Erin's home and then to the town, where there were many shops for Alessandra to visit. As the carriage turned to head towards the gates, Alessandra was able to see Edgar in his own carriage, sitting by the window. He was watching her carriage leave first, and then he would most likely move off. Alessandra stuck her hand outside to wave goodbye to Edgar, who did the same in return. Caleb, are you feeling what I am feeling? Sally asked the man beside her, after watching Alessandra so lovingly wave goodbye to her husband. Must they always rub it in everyone's face that they are alone? Caleb nodded his head, as he knew what Sally felt. Like a third wheel reminded that we go home to a lonely bed at night. I feel it loud and clear. Isn't our life sad? Why must we be reminded that we are single? Good to have someone else to join the Alone Club. Hello, I am queen of this club. Sally offered her hand for Caleb to shake. Outside of his looks, she was enjoying his personality. It was good the Duke had not chosen someone who would remain serious all the time. Thank you for letting me into the club. Shall we talk about all the couples on the estate behind the backs? Caleb jokingly asked while he shook Sally's hand. Find a better club to join, Alessandra said to the duo.
Should I quit being a maid and become a dressmaker?
Sally stared in awe at the home Erin resided in. It was not as grand as the Duke's home, but it was considerably large for someone whose source of income came from making dresses.
I'm starting to realize how expensive dresses really are and how much of a good business it is.
These days, it costs more money to buy a dress than jewelry. That is why I turn deaf when any of the women I'm with ask me for a dress from certain dressmakers. What? Caleb shrugged his shoulders when Alessandra and Sally looked at him. I don't make as much money as the Duke to be throwing it away on dresses as he does. I'd learn to make dresses before I buy one. I can provide cheap dresses if you want, Erin said as she entered the carriage. Good morning, Alessandra and Sally. Who is this fine specimen? Her eyes immediately glued onto the handsome man clad in armor. Now, this is my kind of girl's day out. Friends and something good to look at, she thought. This is Caleb, my personal guard. And you are in a relationship, Erin? Alessandra reminded Erin, as it looked like she was about to drool while looking at Caleb. It was a good thing Sally sat next to Caleb, forcing Erin to take a seat beside her. Yes, but that does not mean I cannot take a look at a handsome man. It's not like I have a plan to make love with him. I'm not the type to cheat, but I do enjoy someone's beauty. I'm Erin, the Duchess's dressmaker turned friend. Erin held out her hand to greet Caleb. Nice to meet you, Erin. By all means, when your relationship ends, please come to me. I shall help you get over it. Caleb flashed her a charming smile while he shook her hand. Oh my, it is too dangerous for me to be in this carriage. Erin could not get over Caleb's words. She fanned herself with her hands to calm down her mind.
Caleb, how can you join my club only to flirt with someone soon after? You are now kicked out and I am back to being alone.
Sally wiped away a fake tear. Alessandra smiled, amused by the entire conversation. It was good to see Sally's true personality coming out. She was never given the chance to be like this when she was Kate's maid. Sally did not seem like the same person who released the sheets when she was running away from her father. I'm sure you will find someone soon. Alfred has informed me of the many times he caught you and the other maids watching the men train. That's part of the reason he got Edgar to make them train with shirts on, and soon they will be training elsewhere. Are you crying for real? Alessandra leaned forward to see if her eyes were deceiving her, or if there really was water escaping Sally's eyes.
My precious sight,
Sally cried. The shirtless men were her only source of entertainment besides the Duke and Duchess. It's a shame the women won't be able to watch us for a while. Part of the reason we trained so hard was for when the maids would come peeping at us. That is how many relationships start. It annoys the butler because the maids don't get the jobs done, Caleb said.
I do my work and then go look at you guys. It was fun while it lasted. I doubt I will be able to find my future husband anytime soon. That's why I've been secretly living through your marriage.
Alessandra didn't know how to respond to that. Caleb decided to help Sally feel better by proposing an idea. If you did not find a husband by a certain age, I'll marry you. That is, if you'll allow me to join your club again.
Why would someone as good-looking as you and with a good job not be married soon? If I had to make such a deal, it would be with someone who doesn't have a chance, like me. Thank you for the offer, but no thank you,
Sally replied. She'd bet her pay a man like Caleb would be married come next year. I don't plan to marry anyone who just sees me as good-looking or likes that I have a good job. Personality matters to me, and so far, our personalities match. I'm willing to be a backup. Am I back in your club? Caleb asked. Let me ask you this. Erin jumped to the conversation, as there was something she was dying to know. Have you ever slept with anyone who was not good looking but had an amazing personality? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I am not going to let you paint me to be a horrible man in front of the Duchess. I have been attracted to all the women I slept with. If it matters, I'm also attracted to you. He looked at Sally. Sally pushed his face away from looking at her. A second longer, and her heart might explode. This wasn't supposed to go both ways. She was supposed to be the only one noticing how good the other person looked. His words opened the door of possibilities that led her into the room of heartbreak.
Please, pay more attention to the Duchess and any danger around her.
Fear not. I'm talented when it comes to multitasking. I can help warm you all up to my presence while looking around for danger. No harm will come to the three of you today. I'll keep quiet now, if this is making you uncomfortable.
It isn't.
Sally started to feel bad. Duchess, I'd like to bet that by the time winter comes, you'll find the two of them in bed together. Erin whispered to Alessandra while Sally spoke with Caleb. Alessandra gave it thought before replying. I give it a week. The only two people in a single club are bound to get together. I will get the short end of the stick since my maid and guard will be busy. Should I start looking for replacements? It's a shame since I am enjoying both of their company.
Duchess!
Sally whined. The conversation Alessandra and Erin were having wasn't as quiet as they thought it was.
Mark my words, the two of us will never end up together. I have no need to fight the other young women waiting for him to notice them.
Alessandra decided to tease Sally. Why would you need to fight them off when your partner is supposed to be an excellent fighter?
Duchess, you've been spending too much time with the Duke. Please head to town,
Sally yelled to the coachman. Erin, have you received any customers since the ball? I have been anxiously waiting to know. Did your mother comment on the dress? I was hoping this wouldn't be brought up so soon, but it's best to get it out of the way, right? Erin sighed, as it was a rather devastating turn of events. It seems that I have been blacklisted among certain young ladies, those who frequent my mother's shop and would have been good customers because they come from families with money. It's annoying, but I have to move on. It is because I wore the dress, isn't it? I'm sorry, Alessandra apologized. Given how many people are wary of her, I should have expected this outcome. You should have turned down my invitation today. We can still turn back now. Why on earth would I do that? Alessandra. Erin decided to use her first name since they were in a private setting. It sucks, but I'm not going to go along with anyone's pettiness just to gain customers. I want customers who honestly love the dresses I make. I like seeing your face light up when I hand you a new dress. You honestly gave me the confidence to stay on this path, and I would be a fool to turn my back on my first customer.
Wes, you're afraid of what the Duke might do,
Sally said. Yes, a little bit of that too, Erin agreed with Sally. I thought a lot about my future after discussing it with you and the Duke. I am young and have enough time to build up my business. I'm positive I will soon find my own crowd of customers, so do not worry about it. What you should be worried about is when I catch whoever the hell blacklisted me. I'll give them hell. Contrary to Erin's words, Alessandra still felt awful about the situation. She was curious to know who the one to blacklist Erin was. She could think of two people, but She had a feeling she made more enemies at the ball than she realized. It was hard to point fingers at anyone, and it would do nothing for Aaron. Aaron, I don't know how, but I will find a way for you to gain a lot of customers. Thank you for staying with me. I appreciate it more than you can. Alessandra gasped when Aaron lunged at her with a hug. You are beyond cute, Duchess. You make me want to steal you away from your husband. Should I be protecting the Duchess from this woman? I won't allow anyone to steal her away from Edgar, Caleb thought while he watched the two women laugh. They'd spent too long waiting for Edgar to have a serious relationship for him to lose his wife to a woman.
That's enough.
Sally shakingly stood up in the moving carriage to separate Alessandra and Aaron. You're just jealous I can get closer to the Duchess than you can. Besides, no one has to worry about her running away with me when she has such eye candy as her husband. Forgive me for saying this, Alessandra. Your husband is to die for. Once you get past his personality. You are one lucky lady. Did you pass out the first time you saw him naked? Aaron placed one leg over the other and turned to face Alessandra. Alessandra's exposed cheek quickly turned red. That is not something I want to discuss with anyone. Please talk about something else. Come on. It's nothing to be shy about when it comes to your girl pals. Caleb cleared his throat. And your guard. Aaron acknowledged his presence. If there's anything you wish to know about my relationship, I'll be happy to share.
Have you slept with him?
Sally jumped at the chance to ask a question. Of course. Do you think I would spend so much time hiding him from my mother if I had not slept with him? Let's keep this a secret between the four of us. Aaron placed her finger in front of her lips. I don't need the entire town talking about me sleeping around before marriage. Why is it such a big deal for you women? I'm not shy when it comes to my sex life, Caleb said. Because our mothers and the wealthy men in our circle seem to like women who are pure. Meanwhile, those men are the biggest whores in the town. What a nice privilege it must be to sleep with countless women and still be sought after. I'll be honest, the reason why we ended up going all the way is because he finally proposed to me last night, Aaron boastfully revealed.
You're engaged?
Alessandra and Sally exclaimed at the same time. Yes. After the ball, I couldn't hold in my uncertainty about the future of our relationship. So I visited his home. It was a long overdue conversation, and it went well. He showed me the ring he had for a while now. He didn't want to propose because I had been the one asking to keep the relationship a secret. There's still a lot we have to talk about, like moving in together before I break the news to my mother and she disowns me. Congratulations, Aaron. It's so good to hear that everything has worked out for the two of you. Alessandra congratulated Aaron. It was nice to hear there was good news to overshadow Aaron not having other customers.
Congratulations! When will we learn the name of the lucky man who has charmed you?
Sally questioned, as she was curious to know what type of man Aaron would fall in love with. Better than telling you his name, I will introduce you to him soon after I've broken the news to my mother. After that, I'll be able to walk around in public with him. I need to think of a way to secretly move all of my things from my mother's house to his house without it being suspicious. She's the type to burn everything instead of letting me take it, said Aaron. You should do it when she's not home. I don't understand. You said this man has money, so why wouldn't your mother accept him? What kind of man is she expecting you to marry? Alessandra asked. Alessandra understood mothers wanting their daughters to marry men with money so their future wouldn't be filled with hardship. But shouldn't they want their daughters to be happy first and foremost? A duke, lord, or even the king. Fun fact, I was one of the girls sent to be chosen for queen. The king's eyes immediately went to Queen Hazel. Thank goodness. I do not belong in a castle where there are so many rules. Whew! Aaron dramatically wiped non-existent sweat from her forehead. Oh, that's a good shop for you to go get hats from. We've talked so much that I hardly noticed we're in town. You're right. I can't believe I get to walk around now. Time has changed things. Alessandra gazed out the window, happy with the turn her life had taken. It was not long ago she used to ride around in a carriage and wouldn't step foot outside. Now, she was on a shopping trip with friends. What's your limit today? Aaron asked. Limit? Edgar did not mention anything about a limit. He just said to go out and have fun. What? Aaron exclaimed, loud enough to catch the attention of the people passing by on the outside. You mean to tell me you are free to buy whatever the hell you want today, and you invited us along with you? Ladies and our one gentleman, let's make this a day we will never forget.